What's up, guys? I'm back doing another video at the park. Today's topic, we're going to discuss things about how there's been a lot of woke stuff going on in movies, and now it's starting to pour into the video game industry. But I want to just explain to y'all exactly what is woke and what's the real definition of it. I might do a part 2 so I could actually look it up, because I don't know. I forgot all the words that were said. So I might have to, because I can't just remember all of that stuff. But basically, it's inclusion. Trying to be included into everything. That's what woke is really about. Okay. This is the thing or whatever when it comes to woke stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and give some examples here. And one of the examples that I'm going to give, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna list some video games and some movies or whatever that would be considered woke. Or I may just give a few examples in general. When it came to the Ghostbusters movie that came out back in, what year was that? I don't know if it was 2016, 2017. It was one of those years where they had an all-female cast Ghostbusters. Now, for argument's sake, now remember back then when everybody almost like it got like millions of thumbs down, and that was like one of the most thumbs down video in YouTube history. I can understand why people being upset, because Ghostbusters is mostly male. I mean, it's male actually, not mostly. It's all male. But if you actually watch the movie, overall, to me, I feel like it was woke. But overall, if you really think about it, it did feature the cast of the original Ghostbusters. They actually made an appearance in that movie. I know it was at the end, so a lot of people gonna be like, man, that don't count, because they weren't even in the whole movie. Which is true, they wasn't. But when it comes to the wokeness and all that, like I said, the inclusion, you could argue if that was woke or not. In my honest opinion, yeah. But I can tell you this. I went on and saw it because I like Ghostbusters. I'm not a fan of Ghostbusters, but I do like Ghostbusters. But I am going to say this, though. It wasn't a bad movie, though. I would score it a 1 to 5, because I review movies on a 1 to 5 basis. When it comes to video games, I do 1 to 10. But on a 1 to 5, I would actually get at a very low 3. It's good. It's one of them type of movies where you can watch if there ain't nothing else really to watch, and you have you want to buy some snacks, like some popcorn and stuff like that, and you just want to be entertained for almost 2 hours. I would recommend that movie, especially if you're a huge fan of Ghostbusters, because the ending, was very nostalgic, and it had some good scenes in there too. So it wasn't a bad movie. Some things that are woke actually don't be really bad, in my honest opinion. I done seen some woke stuff that were actually okay. I still don't agree with like I said, the woke aspect of it. But overall, I thought it was okay. It wasn't, like I said, once again, like a bad movie overall. I don't like woke stuff at all. Trust me, I don't. But to be honest with you, I would actually prefer something that's woke but actually entertaining versus these shitty ass remakes that Hollywood be spewing out every freaking year. To me, in my honest opinion, I think that's worse. Because why you just leave it at the original source material? Why you got to mess with things or whatever? Like for instance, Tales from the Hood 2. Even certain sequels. Some sequels don't even have to be made. They didn't have to make Tales from the Hood Part 2. Yeah, I bought it on Blu-ray because I was hoping and thinking it was going to be good since it was written and produced by, well, basically the same dude that made the original Tales from the Hood. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, this one should be. I knew it wasn't gonna be as good as the first though, because it didn't even make it to the movie theaters. Came straight to Blu-ray and DVD. So that's one thing. Another thing is, like I said, certain sequels, don't even have to be made. Like this new Jurassic Park stuff, they even making another Jurassic World movie. The only thing that was good, the only good Jurassic World movie that was made was the first one. I believe they should have stopped after that because that Fallen Kingdom sucked. The third one wasn't good either, but it was a lot better than the second one. Now they coming out with a fourth one next year. They already got the previews for it and everything. I forgot the actual name for it. But that's crazy, man. Like, you didn't really even have to remake Jurassic Park. It's all about money with these people. But let's get back to the woke stuff. Oh, let me say this. Remember back in the day, y'all, like in the early 2000s, and like, yeah, in the 2000s or whatever, they would make remakes of rated R movies, but the remakes would be PG-13. Now, that's another thing to me that's worse than something that's woke. How you gonna remake a rated R movie, something that was bloody, gory, extremely violent, and probably even had a lot of sexual material in it, and turn it into a PG-13 film, and then a PG-13 movie be garbage? Because I would watch it because, back then I was like a huge moviegoer, and every Friday, if a movie looks even remotely interesting, or if I was a fan of the previous film and they remade it, I would still go watch it. Just like that, they remade A Nightmare on Elm Street, even though that was rated R. That was garbage. That's worse than woke in my opinion. But how you gonna, like I said, how you gonna remake a movie that was rated R, and then when you remake it as PG-13? Get the fuck out of here. That don't even make no sense. So that's one thing. Shitty remakes, sequels that don't need to be made. It's ridiculous. And let's go to this woke stuff. There's a new game coming out called Ghost of Yotei. I don't really know how to say it because it's spelled Y-O-T-E-I. So basically, this game is a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Now, when it comes to people being mad that the main protagonist is a female, to me, I'm going to be honest with you, that's not woke right there. I'm going to tell you why that's not woke. For one thing, Ghost of Tsushima is not just about one character. It's a game that comes across many timelines, so it can have different people. That's just like if From Software came out with another Souls-like game, and it's an all-female character or whatever, or even, matter of fact, Dark Souls or something like that. You know what I mean? Why would you get mad at that? Because it's not. It's like Ghost of Tsushima is set in a universe, like I said, and that's why the name is a different title. Why you think it's not called Ghost of Tsushima? Because it's already telling you it's not going to have the main character. I think, I forgot what his name was, Jin or something like that. It's not going to have him in there. And that's, like I said, that's like Grand Theft Auto. Each Grand Theft Auto game has different people in it. Grand Theft Auto 6 got a female character, even though she's backed by a male character as well. Yeah, her name Lucille. Some people, you had a few people that even said Grand Theft Auto was trying to go woke. How is that? A female could be a criminal. You know how many female criminals there are in this world? It may not be as many as guys, but it probably would be worse because they always get a free pass. You gotta think about it. When a female does a crime, she don't get the same type of punishment as a man would, her punishment is always going to be a lot less. So yeah, there are female crime bosses. Have y'all ever seen Cocaine Cowboys 2? With Griselda, the godmother, cocaine godmother, or whatever they called her? I seen that documentary and loved it. She was something else. She was ruthless. So anybody who say Grand Theft Auto 6 is woke because of that, you obviously just don't, I don't know what to say about you. Because that right there is ridiculous. Now let's go back to this Ghosty Yataye stuff. That's not really woke to me. Well, I'm going to tell you what's woke. And gamers, they literally ripped this game to shreds, to where it was supposed to have been released. And y'all know what I'm going to say, what I'm going to talk about. It was supposed to have came out in November, but it ended up coming out. It's coming out. They say February, Black History Month. But Assassin's Creed Shadows, that's woke, because it's like trying to include people in it. Okay, let me go out on a limb to say this too. Back in the day, you had your all black movies, you had your all white movies, you had your all Asian movies, and guess what? I loved all of them. Even and nobody complained about Andy Griffith back in the day, and it had no black folks in it. There was white movies and they had no black folks in it. There was black movies and they had no white folks or other races in it. But they were still good movies. Why is who the fuck is complaining right now about this stuff though, man? Who is trying to be included in everything? Because I could list a lot of good white movies that have no black folks in it. Because why would it? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, because sometimes, you know, when you're in a certain community or a certain area, that's all you see is your own kind. And it's basically showing you how they live, you know what I'm saying? How they do things, their traditions or whatever. When it comes to Hispanics, Asians, like whatever, blacks, whatever. But when you come out with a movie and say for instance it's a kids film. This is woke to me right here. It's a kids film, right? But you put a LGBT, I'm not gonna say the G word because this is YouTube. Still gotta follow the community standards and guidelines. I already understand that. But you put an LGBT character in a kids film, or even like a movie that's straight or something like that. Like say for instance, if you watching a James Bond movie, and they come out with a new James Bond film, then you find out that James Bond is actually LGBTQ. He just came out and he has a boyfriend and all that stuff. That's crazy. Now that's woke right there. Because they have their own films. They have their own movies too. You know what I'm saying? Like, why that got to be included in everything else? You know, and I notice how a lot of movies starting to do that. They put LGBT scenes in movies. People don't want to see that. That's uncomfortable, you know, to a lot of people too, you know. People don't want to see that. That's woke. Like I said, inclusion and stuff. That's just like if you made an animal documentary, and the animal documentary you made is about lions, and all of a sudden now you got a dog on there too. Like, come on, that's not even realistic. Them lions tear that dog up. But oh no, they feel like the other dogs are gonna be pissed off and mad because they wasn't included in a film that's all about, or a documentary that's all about lions. So now they gotta have a dog in it also. No, they got dog documentaries too and dog movies. You don't need to put a dog in the Lion Kingdom. It's like you ain't gotta put a gorilla in the Lion Kingdom. They got their own stuff as well. So leave it at that. Why you gotta change stuff? Oh yeah, because it's all about money. That's why. They think the people that they catering to is going, you know, they're gonna make more revenue that way, not knowing that it's actually hurting y'all pockets. That's why y'all been failing at everything that y'all doing right now. So, and another thing that would be considered woke is, I'm gonna do a part 2 to this too. Another thing that would be considered woke is if when they do race swaps, That's woke. Like the Little Mermaid, that was woke as hell. I mean, come on, man. Y'all made Little Mermaid a black girl. You know damn well, like people were saying, first of all, black women ain't trying to get their hair wet. That's one thing. And then she has a white father. I mean, that didn't even make sense. I didn't even watch the movie because of that. I used to be a fan of Disney films, even some of the live action movies. But they really messed that up really bad. That would that take away from the movie from me, man, because it's like I can't sit and enjoy it because there's no way in hell. And she don't even look mixed. She's all black. And you got a all white father. Come on, man. That don't even make sense. That's woke. Extremely woke. You don't have to cater to everybody. Everybody got their own stuff. Let it be. Let it be that. That's the problem, man. And when it comes to certain video games, like for instance, this is not considered woke. If you make an all new video game like they did, for instance, like with Stellar Blade, Heavenly Sword for the PS3. Remember that when she was basically like a female version of Kratos, but it was our own game and it had nothing to do with the God of War universe. I love that game. That was one of my favorite games for the PS3. I beat it once. I was about to beat it the second time. It was short. It was like a little bit. It took me a little bit over 6 hours to beat. It was real easy too. Way easier than God of War, but it was fun. Nobody complained about that. You know why? Because it wasn't woke. It's a female with her own game, just like Horizon Zero Dawn. It's a female. You know, this is like if they made a third Horizon Dawn and they put like a male character and gave him her name. Basically, it's her, but they did like a swap. That would be woke. See what I did there? Even if it's all female, the female's the main protagonist, but you take the game and you turn her into a male, that would be woke and that wouldn't be right. Now bring that female protagonist back that we all love, that we used to playing as. Why she gotta be a male all of a sudden? So like I said, that's gonna be a part 2 to this video because I still got more stuff to talk about. But yeah, man, just stop it with all this nonsense. And people be confused on what woke is, and y'all be calling things that's not woke. And you know, don't do that. Do your research first. Woke is basically trying to be, it's the inclusion. Remember that word, inclusion. Remember what I said. And yeah. So